Hey there, it's Corson-Knowles, and I want to congratulate you on getting your website set up with WordPress. You've got your own domain name now, you've bought web hosting, and you've installed WordPress on your domain, set up your web hosting, your website is launched, it's live, it's ready to go. Right, so what is the next thing you're going to do? You've written your first blog post, maybe you filled out a few pages on your website, and now it's time to design your website to make it look beautiful and amazing and unique to you and your company and your brand and your vision. So the easiest way to do this with WordPress is by using what's called a theme. So a WordPress theme is kind of like a template for your website. It is the design template for your website. Now there's all kinds of places you can go to get themes, to look at themes, to browse themes. I'm going to cover quite a few in this video. But essentially what the theme is it's like the design template for your website. So think of it like the book cover template for a book, right? It's going to decide, kind of how things are laid out. And so if we scroll down this page, this is the WordPress.org themes directory. You see there's over 2,400 themes just in this directory. There are tens of thousands and possibly even hundreds of thousands of themes now that you can use on your website. And so if you scroll down, you can see what these themes look like. So this is what like the home page of your blog would look like with these particular themes. And a couple things you want to know about themes. So first of all, they are customizable to some extent. So some themes are like completely 100% customizable really easily. Some themes, if you want to customize them, you might have to custom code things or hire people to custom code them, which can be really expensive and time consuming. So I don't recommend that if you're a beginner or a newbie at this. But for the most part, a lot of the things on your website you can customize with your theme. Usually themes will have different settings within your WordPress dashboard, your WordPress backend, that you can use to kind of customize how your site looks. But some things you won't be able to customize, and each theme is different. So first we're going to talk about free themes, because there are tons of free WordPress themes you can use to design your website. And in general, I found that most kind of free WordPress themes, there's like half customizable. So about half of the things on the website in terms of where the links are at the top and what the images, where the images are and where the sidebar is, all that stuff, that's about half of that stuff is customizable and some of it's not. And so if you want a 100% customizable solution, we'll talk about some of the premium themes that I use on my websites that I love and I think are just amazing and don't require tech skills, because I don't code, I don't do much HTML, I don't do coding or programming. But with some advanced themes, you can pretty much customize everything on your website pretty easily. But if you're just getting started out and you're on a tight budget, then you're going to want to start with a free theme. So I'm going to have a link underneath this video with my list of all the top free themes and places to go. But as I'm just scrolling down the screen here, you can see like all these different cool website designs. And so realize here that these background images, that's customizable, right? So any kind of theme with an image in the background, you can customize all those images. In terms of the menus at top, you can customize what those menus say and what they look like and so forth. And so I'm going to go to this other post here, and this is a list of 50 free WordPress themes that are really good. And so I'm just going to click on this one right here and click more info or download the theme. And what we're going to see here is now the WordPress theme directory page of this particular theme. And you can see like who created this theme. You can see when it was last updated, how many people have installed this theme. You can click here and see what it looks like on the home page and so forth. And now a really important thing you want to understand about themes is that they have to be updated. So the theme is like the architecture for your website, like the design architecture for your website. And so, with the internet, with hacking and piracy and all that stuff, things are changing constantly. So it's really important that if you're going to install a theme on your website, you want to make sure it's updated. So it's a current theme that has been updated. Someone who owns this theme, who built this theme, whether they're just an individual person or a group of people or a business, you want to make sure that they're updating the theme constantly. Because if they're not, that means your website is going to be vulnerable to security threats. It could mean your website could become out of date. It might not be mobile optimized, for example, so your theme might look really terrible. Your website might look really terrible on mobile devices, which is like over half of internet traffic now. So you really, really need to make sure that your theme is up to date. So here on this page, we can see this theme was last updated March 14th, 2017. So that's just a couple months ago from the time I'm recording this video. And so that means this theme is up to date. It's a new theme that has been recently updated, and that's great. That's exactly what you're looking for. If you see that the theme has not been updated for a year or 2 years, that's kind of in the gray area. I would be really cautious about installing a theme like that. If you see a theme that hasn't been updated for like 3 years or more, that is absolutely red flag. I would never install a theme that is 2 or 3 years old, because it's highly likely that it is vulnerable to many security threats, and it's highly likely that the theme is just not being updated. No one's there taking care of it, improving it, so you're not going to have a really great functional website with a really old or outdated theme. So those are some things you really want to keep in mind when you're choosing the right WordPress theme for your website. Now, the other reason I really like to see frequent updates with themes is because that means someone cares about it, right? That means someone is really invested in making this theme successful. So they're going to be constantly improving it and tweaking it and making it better. That means other folks, other developers who are building plugins or designs and things for WordPress will be more likely to integrate with that theme and so forth. And so, it's generally a good sign when you are installing a theme or a plugin when WordPress, when the developers who created it are improving it and tweaking it and making it better and better and better. That's what you want, right? So you want to make sure that someone is actually invested in making these tools that are going to be, you're building your website on using these tools. You want to make sure that they're actually updating the tools and making them better and better and better, because things change really fast in the internet world. And so it's really important that you only choose themes and plugins. When we get to the plugins section of this course, you only choose those things, those tools that are being constantly updated. Now, with a lot of the free themes, you will not generally get customer support, right? So a lot of these free themes, they're, maybe they were crowdsourced, or, a freelancer or just random person developed them, and they generally don't have a support team. But usually when you pay for a premium theme, not in all cases, but usually, and this should be the case if you're going to buy a theme and you actually pay money for it, that the folks who develop that theme, the business or company or person who developed that theme, they provide customer support for you, right? That they have some email address or some website, you can fill out a ticket to ask questions, to get help, to get support if there are problems with your theme down the road. Now, for free themes, again, it's unlikely you're going to find that kind of support. With paid themes, I wouldn't ever pay for a theme if they don't have that kind of support, because, again, you're kind of basing your business on this theme. Now, the cool thing about themes with WordPress is you can switch them in and out super easily, and I'll show you later on in this video, me switching themes on my website that has tons of traffic, and it's super easy to do. You just, select a different theme and switch things over. So you're not stuck, right? You're not stuck with one theme. So if you're just starting out, you're brand new, you don't have a big budget, just pick the nicest, newest, most currently updated free theme that you can find for your site that you think looks good. Start with that. You can always update and upgrade and change things later without really any headache at all. You can just click, add a new theme, add that new theme, and your website will look totally different, but all the content, your pages, your posts, your articles, all that stuff will still be there and functioning on your website. Okay, so I want to show you now how this theme will actually look. So if we click here on the theme homepage, it's going to take us to this theme's main website. And you'll see kind of an overview of what it looks like, and they have a pro version of this theme and a light version of this theme. So I don't know what that means. You're going to want to look into that if you're going to use this theme. What is the difference and so forth. But there's going to be all kinds of details here about what are the options on this theme, how does it work. Here's their pricing structure. Only the basic features for the free one, no updates, only bug fixes, no access to support. So that sounds fine. It doesn't sound like a bad deal to me. If you're brand new looking for a free theme, I would still pick this one if you wanted it, if it looked good to you. Because the support and the premium features and options and the updates aren't going to be that big a deal, as long as they're fixing the bug fixes which they're doing for the free version, and they're doing the security fixes, which I assume are also included. Then it's probably just fine to use the free version. So another thing you can do here is view the demo. So if you click View Demo, what it's going to do is actually going to show you exactly what this theme would look like when you install it on a new website. So, if you install this theme right now on your website, this is what it's going to look like right out of the gate. And then all these options up here is not actually what's going to be on your website, because your website, these are called your menu. There's WordPress menu up here. So you can customize your menu, and these are all different pages that they've created here. You can create your own pages on your website. So they're not going to install these pages on your website, but this is what it would look like, right? So this is what your pages would look like this. right? So if you create a page on your website, it would look like this. There'd be text up here. Here's where your post is. You can do buttons and all these things here. Here's where your sidebar would be. So you can have a search feature, image widget, any kind of widget. All this stuff in the sidebar is totally customizable with WordPress. You can install all kinds of cool plugins and widgets on your sidebar to do all kinds of custom things. So you can totally customize your sidebar on any WordPress theme pretty much. And then up here is where your menu is going to look like. And so for most themes, I found that the menu is not really customizable. You can change, what it looks like, what the words are, what the pages are, but in terms of like the text, the typography on the layout and stuff, a lot of times that stuff is not customizable, but sometimes it is. So here it says they have customizable typography. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. It says that, they use Google Fonts. Tells you more about how you can customize the typography in this theme and so forth. So if you like the design, if you like the layout, and once you do the demo, then you might want to go ahead and test out that theme. The other cool thing you can do is actually just install the theme on your website right out of the gate. Download the theme for free, install it on your website, see what it looks like. You don't like it, just download another theme and install that. So you want to kind of go through this process. What I recommend, even if you want to pay for a theme, what I recommend is go through and look at 5 to 10 different themes and just take, a couple hours, have fun with this, look at different themes, look at the different demos, see what they look like, see how they feel, see how they function, look at their menus, look at the home pages, how they're laid out, and see if that might be a good fit for what you're trying to create with your website. And if it's not, then there's thousands of other themes out there, so just keep looking until you find something that's a good fit for you and your vision for what you want to create. All right, so let's talk about the Genesis theme for WordPress. Now, Genesis theme is one of the oldest, most reliable, most updated themes for WordPress. It's been around for many years, and the development team that works on Genesis has been constantly improving and tweaking and upgrading it. It's mobile optimized, HTML5, all that good stuff. So it's a really cool theme. So here's my website, tckpublishing.com. And right now, this website is running the Genesis theme. So this is what it looks like. Now, all this stuff is customizable. So, from the menu up top to, the header, the logo, whatever you want for the header of your website, to the blog post, the way they're laid out, whether or not tags are here, whether or not the categories are show up under the blog posts, how much text shows up under these blog posts on the homepage. You can actually customize the homepage itself, the sidebar widgets, all that stuff is customizable, right? So Genesis is a really robust, customizable theme. It's really secure, right? Because they're constantly updating it. They're making sure they fix the bugs. They're making sure they fix security vulnerabilities and so forth. It's a really good theme. Now, Genesis is a premium theme, and that means you have to pay for it, right? So it's not free, like a lot of WordPress themes are free. But what you get for actually paying a couple of bucks for the theme is you get all the bug fixes, the updates, the security fixes, and the fact that the theme is just so robust and so customizable. So much cool stuff you can do with it. So I want to show you on the back end here. If we go to the WordPress dashboard backend and then go to Appearance and then select Themes, you can see here the themes for the site. So there's the Genesis theme is like a parent theme, and then this theme that we're using is called the Daily Dish Pro theme, which is a child theme with Genesis. And so the way that Genesis the framework works is that you install the Genesis parent theme, and it's kind of like the Genesis template. And then the child theme is the theme that you install in addition to the Genesis framework theme. And the child theme is what gives you the actual kind of design scheme for your website. So if you look at the basic Genesis framework, it just looks really super simple, super basic, not very beautiful. And then this Daily Dish theme is more of like a kind of a news site style theme, which I thought really worked well with our site. So once you get the Genesis theme, the framework, you can look at in the Genesis website all the different child themes they have with all different kinds of designs. So if you get Genesis, you can also get dozens or even hundreds of different child themes that you can install on top of Genesis to kind of change and customize the design of your site. Now, There's a couple things you absolutely want to get if you decide to get Genesis. So if I go over here to the Genesis tab in my dashboard and go look at these settings here, there's two ones here called Simple Edits and Simple Hooks. And these are both plugins. So if you're going to get Genesis, absolutely get Simple Edits and Simple Hooks because it makes updating, changing, customizing your Genesis website so much easier, so much quicker. So, and you don't need to do any coding or anything. By the way, you can, it's really easy to use. I'll show you how to use it. But basically, if you're going to get Genesis, make sure you get Simple Edits and Simple Hooks. You can just Google Simple Edits plugin for Genesis and then Simple Hooks plugin for Genesis. And you should be able to install those really quickly and easily. So if I open up these plugin options here, you'll see what they do. So the Simple Edits plugin, what it allows us to do is kind of just customize the stuff. So we can customize the footer, we can customize the footer credits text, the entry metadata, which goes below the content. So you can and you can look here to see all the available shortcodes. So you can customize like whether or not you want to show your blog post dates, the time your blog posts were posted, the author of the blog posts, the link to the author's page, the comments, tags, categories, all that stuff. If you want that to appear on your homepage, on your blog page, underneath the blog posts, just by adding in these codes here, it can customize all that, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I don't want, for example, on our site, we don't want, the post date and the post time and all that stuff because a lot of our content is evergreen. So, the fact that our blog post was written in 2005 or 2015 or 2020, it doesn't really matter at all. Right? Because for a lot of the content, it's still relevant. And so we don't want folks to say, oh, hey, this blog post is 5 years old, so I'm not going to read it anymore. So it's still relevant because we constantly update it and make it relevant. So I prefer to do it that way, but for your website, you might want something totally different. So with this, you can actually just customize all that. And then you can do the same thing if you want this information to show up above the blog post title on your homepage. You can do that here. So that's what Simple Edits does. Now Simple Hooks is a little bit different. So what it does is it just makes it really easy to add code into your head tag. So if you've got Google site codes and domain verification codes and Facebook pixel codes and all that stuff, you can customize that here. It's also got the footer hook, so anything you want to add to the footer scripts, like JavaScript and stuff you want to add to the footer scripts of your website, you can do that. And then there's all kinds of other things you can do here as well. So it just makes adding and editing those kind of codes on your website a whole lot easier, which is pretty cool. Okay, so here is the Genesis Framework website. It's at StudioPress. StudioPress is like the company that creates Genesis. And so if you want to get Genesis, it's $59.95 for the framework. And then it shows you everything here it all includes. So if you want to get all of the themes, all future updates, all future themes, all that good stuff, you can get the Pro Plus membership. But unless you're a web developer, have tons of different websites and really want to invest heavily in this, you can just get the single access Genesis framework there for $60, super easy to do, a lot cheaper, and probably makes a lot more sense for most folks. And I think you can probably also upgrade as well. So if you really love it and you're like, hey, I want all the different themes unlocked and all this extra stuff, you can just email their support team and be like, hey, I'd like to upgrade to the Pro Plus membership, and I'm sure they can take care of that for you. So the Genesis theme is used by a ton of marketers and businesses and business folks because, again, it's just so robust, it's so customizable, there's so much you can do with it, and they have a dedicated support team to to provide customer support, to fix bugs, to make sure there's no major security threats with the theme. So if you're running a serious business online and you don't have a premium theme, you don't have a theme that has support and security fixes and bug fixes and all that, I highly recommend checking out Genesis. It's a great theme. I've used it for several years and I recommend it. All right, now I want to show you my new favorite theme, and it's called Divi 3.0. And Divi is a theme that's been around for a couple of years, and there's 1.0 and 2.0, now 3.0, and they have a full-time development team making it better and better and better every single day. It's amazing. So I want to show you actually my website, tskpublishing.com. It's currently running the Genesis framework, Genesis theme, which I love. But this Divi theme, I think, from what I've seen on my friend's website, it's even better, even more customizable, a really, really cool theme. And so I'm going to actually just switch over themes right now and show you how that works. So this is what my website looks like right now in the Genesis framework. And I'm going to go to the WordPress dashboard, log in. and then go to Appearance, and then select Themes. And then once you're there, just click Add New Theme. Now I've already downloaded the theme from Divi, so it's a premium theme, you have to pay for it. But once you download the file, you just simply click Upload Theme, and then choose File, and then click Install Now. Okay, now once the theme is installed, it'll say unpacking the package, installing the theme, and theme installed successfully. Now, if you reload the homepage of your website at this point, after you've installed a new theme, it won't change, right? Nothing's changed yet. So all I've done is upload the files to my database, but I haven't actually made the theme active yet. So if you click Activate, it'll make the theme active. Before you want to do that, if you want to see, hey, what's this actually going to look like, you can click the Live Preview button. All right, now once you've previewed the theme, what you'll see here is what your website is actually going to look like if you decide to activate this theme. Now in the preview section here, there's all these customization options. So you can change pretty much anything you want, from the site title, the tagline of the site, the icon of the site, typography, background, layout settings, like everything, the navigation bars, the menus, where they're displayed, the font sizes, the font colors, buttons, how the blog shows up, all this stuff can be customized. So there's a ton of stuff that you can do to customize your entire site with Divi. And a lot of things work this way, work similarly at least. All right, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and save and activate the Divi theme, and then it will be live on my website, and I'll check the website live. And of course, anytime you're going to have a big website and you're switching over to a new theme, there's going to be some things I need to customize in the back end, like changing the Divi logo to our logo, and moving things around and making sure everything works great on every single page. But it won't take me too much time, and hopefully it will work out all right. So sometimes when you install new themes or new plugins, your website can crash. So it's really important, before you install a new theme, before you install new plugins, if you've got a big website already, you're going to want to back up your website, because it's just going to make it a lot easier if things do get messed up to go back and revert to the old changes and then try to figure out what went wrong or get a different theme if that happens. But I think everything's going to work out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Activate. Okay, now when I refresh my website, now here you see the new theme is active and it's all live. And I don't see my sidebar over here, so I'm going to have to go into the back end and try to edit and fix some things and see if we can get it working as intended. Okay, now I ran into an issue when I just converted to Divi, where the sidebar was not showing up. So I think it's because there's two themes. It's the Genesis framework theme and there's the child theme. And so the sidebar widgets, all that code, all the HTML and all these widgets here you see in the sidebar were stuck in the child theme. And so when we converted over from Genesis framework, the parent theme, to the Divi parent theme, it didn't quite translate. So good lesson to learn. I just activated the Genesis framework again, and then activated the child theme again, and now everything's working fine. So, no harm done. The website's working great. So now what I want to do is go ahead and copy and paste all of my widgets. So I'm going to go to widgets now, and all the code and all the text and everything in my widgets, all that HTML, all these things need to be saved and then transferred over to Divi when I install Divi again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Won't waste your time recording all this. But it's one of the things you kind of have to go through when you install a new theme. If you've got a big website already, you're gonna have to make a few tweaks and changes here and there to make sure everything's working all right. All right, now I spent about 30 minutes going through all the different options, figuring out how to edit and tweak all the things with the Divi theme. And so this is what I came up with. I've changed, the header, the logo up there. The sidebar is a little bit different. The headlines I changed to bold. The font color I changed. The spacing between the font I changed a little bit. The footer text, updating all that. Just making sure it's, it's our site, it's our brand. And this is not, the finished result by any means. This is just kind of like the first step. Now it's, functional, good-looking website with the new theme, but we can continue to, tweak and change it and improve it and make it even better and better and better over time. And so that's what we will continue to do. But I just want to show you kind of the end result after, installing the new Divi theme, not knowing exactly how everything was going to work, going through, spending 30 minutes fixing and tweaking, changing the font types and the logo and headers and all that stuff. Just basic stuff you're probably going to want to do anytime you switch to a different theme. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. I hope this has helped show you, how to install your themes, how to, make edits and tweaks and stuff, once you've installed your theme. And just make sure that your website is designed the way you want it to be and everything's working the way you want it to be, okay? So if you found this video helpful, if you love what you're learning so far, please go ahead and share this with other folks. Like this video, post your comments below if you guys have any questions about, how, what themes might be best for you, how to edit your themes, update your themes, install themes, any kind of questions you have whatsoever about, getting your WordPress website built and designed the way you want it without having to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on a really expensive web design firm. Please go ahead and post your comments. I'm more than happy to help get you all the information that you need to succeed. All right, again, it's Tom Corson-Knowles wishing you an incredible day. Take care.